What's up, YouTube? It's Ben, and in this video, I'm basically going to tell you how to not stay poor. All right, so trigger warning, everyone. Number one, I'm not doing this video to talk about anything get rich quick. Number two, I'm not doing this video to degrade people that aren't making a lot of money whatsoever. Number three, my real intention here is to actually have people watch this video all the way to the end and hopefully learn how to not stay poor. All right, so generally poor people stay poor for 4 specific reasons. There's many, many more, but these are pretty critical. And if you align with any of these, you should definitely pay close attention right now. Also, if you are not in our Facebook group, Recruiter Empire, link in description, definitely click the link. We'd love to have you in the Facebook group. Okay, so reason number one that people stay poor is debt. All right, so there's good debt and there's bad debt. And hopefully you understand that if you're an entrepreneur. Like, good debt is buying a real estate property or an Airbnb where you can actually cash flow and it makes you money. Bad debt, a totally different story. Poor people stay poor because they continuously go through this bad debt cycle, right? And they get caught up in it, right? So it's frivolous credit card spending. It's blowing your money on whatever just because why not, right? Yeah, that's not a good idea. What sucks about bad debt for people that remain poor is that they over leverage themselves, meaning they overextend themselves in their capacity to actually pay that debt back. So it's a vicious cycle of them just buying things up like crazy on credit cards with high interest rates, with a never-ending pathway in sight to actually ever paying any of that back, and just barely scraping by and having zero money in the bank. Reason number two why poor people stay poor is that they don't have a plan. So a wise man once told me that when you get money or when you expect money, you know money's coming inbound to you, income, right? You should already know exactly where each and every one of those dollars is going. Poor people do not think in these terms. Poor people think in terms of burning holes in their pocket when they have money. So they have to spend it right away or else it's going to disappear for some reason, right? So poor people have no plan whatsoever. They just get money and spend it. That's it, right? Rich people, to the contrary, understand this concept and they know exactly where their money needs to go. Emphasis on needs to go, because if you're a poor person and you have debt, your money needs to pay that debt down before you can even think about doing things like investments or other things like that will actually pay you like the rich do. Poor people simply put money on a pedestal and they just basically spend it frivolously without any plan whatsoever. And it's a vicious, never-ending cycle. And that's why they stay poor. All right, reason number three why poor people stay poor is they don't invest in themselves. They invest in Poor people invest in things, in stuff, right? Which is great. Everyone loves stuff. Everyone loves things. Like, everyone wants to have nice things. That's great. But that's all poor people do. That's all they invest in. Stuff, things, right? And they don't put anything else in their mindset. They don't think about investment in themselves. They don't think about investment in assets that will pay them. None of that. It's all about stuff, 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 and that's it. This is exactly why it's critically important to not stay poor, that you invest in yourself and in other assets that actually pay you so that you can then fund your liabilities and your stuff that you want to buy, right? For example, if you want a nice car, right? Don't buy the car. Go invest into an asset or a business that cash flows, makes a lot of money, and then go buy the car. The number one investment that you can make to not stay poor is an investment in yourself, however you do it, right? Whether you're learning a new skill, whether you're learning a business, invest in yourself, because ultimately you yourself are your greatest asset. So why would you not invest into your greatest asset? Reason number four why poor people remain poor is their mindset about money. Poor people play the short game. Rich people play the long game. This means that if two people, one person being poor, the other person being rich, has $1,000, The poor person is immediately going to want to invest that, upgrade in a brand new laptop or something, even though their laptop is totally fine, but they do it anyways, right? Versus the rich person, which will take the same $1,000 and throw it into like a Roth IRA or something like that, that will literally compound and millions of dollars by the time they retire. That simple $1,000, right? Just that. Again, all of this long-term versus short-term thinking. This money mindset is exactly why 70% of Americans have less than $1,000 in their bank account to their name. That shouldn't be the case. And it doesn't have to be the case if you can change your mindset about money. One thing I've learned over time is that you should never work for the same dollar twice. You should make that dollar and then have that dollar work for you. That means taking that dollar and investing it into cash flowing assets, once again, that pay you over time. I'm talking Airbnb rentals. I'm talking about putting cars on Turo, right? I'm talking about businesses that cash flow and make you money back instead of just frivolously spending it, blowing it to the point where you don't have it anymore and it's not able to make you any money. So that money should be working for you after you've worked for it. This is exactly why everyone says the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, because they don't think this way. You need to change your mindset about the value of a dollar, right? Everyone always says, you gotta understand the value of a dollar, right? But it's true. You really need to understand the value of a dollar, especially when you start working for yourself as a business owner. You really understand the value of a dollar because you've worked for it for yourself, right? Not for some corporation that's making someone else rich, but for yourself. Once you really understand that concept of how hard you worked to actually earn that dollar, it'll sink in a little bit better for you as far as how you should actually work with that dollar, investing it, utilizing it towards assets, not just blowing it on frivolous things. At the end of the day, if you can change all of these things in your mindset and how you operate with money, there are literally no limitations as to how rich you can actually get if you put everything in alignment. I absolutely hope this brought you guys some insight and value as far as money and how to not stay poor. If that's the case, please smash that like button. Be sure you're in our Facebook group, Recruiter Empire, link in description, and I will see you guys next time.